G'day guys, hope you're all doing well. This string of videos will bring you my top 10 official base locations for each Genesis Part 1 biome. The first 5 will be for established tribes who can afford to splurge the materials. The last 5 will be locations for when you are just starting out or transferring from another server and need a tucked away location for you and your Bloodstalker before building up your defenses. None of the locations in these videos will be in mission zones, underwater or in caves. If any of these tickle your fancy, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Starting from the in-game rated easiest to hardest biomes. Alrighty guys, so welcome to the final video of my Genesis Part 1 base locations. This time we visit the Lunar Biome. So 40.2, 17.7, they were on the map as a reference guide, location number 1. So just being nicely tucked away, still got a decent amount of space to do what you need to do. And I believe you can put another cliff platform a little bit lower as well, dino storage, breeding, all the other good stuff. So out of the way of just about everything, quite hard to get to. Make sure you've got a source of being able to sort of get here nicely. I suppose you could just try and punch your way over, but that could be pretty dodgy. And yeah, get some tech turrets up, get your defenses up, and should be good to go. So we'll move on to location number 2. Okay, location number 2 sees us at 32.8, 15.8. There we are on the map as a reference guide over on the left hand side of the biome. So again, very similar to the previous location, just putting a cliff platform underneath this secure area here. This should give you all the privacy you need to do what you need to do in secret, build up, and go out and escapade against your enemies. So the reason why I enjoy the Lunar Biome is because of this low gravity. You don't need a Bloodstalker or skiff, gas bags, etc. to sort of get around, which is nice. Just remember to put up tech turrets so they can use the knockback to push away any attackers that you might have. And now let's move on to location number 3. Alrighty, location number 3, 40.0, 21.1. There we're on the map as a reference guide. Doing a slightly different tack this time, so it's not really hidden. In fact, it's very much not hidden, but it is quite isolated. Being isolated means it's awkward to sort of get to, and without a skiff, Bloodstalker, Astrocetus, gas bags, and the such like, yeah, this area here is going to be quite difficult to sort of get a grip on and fob up against. So using tech turrets, again, just push away your adversaries that are trying to get to you. It'll take them a very long time to eventually drain even just a singular tech turret. After 2 or 3 shots, you know, their gas bags is flying away and trying to land somewhere so it can refuel its gas, etc. So this is probably the most isolated asteroid that I could find, and obviously you get the entire cliff platform to build on, so plenty of production space and space for dinos, especially if you put down another cliff plat somewhere along here for more dino storage and probably for a teleporter. So now let's move on to the next location. Alrighty, so the next location will see us at 56.9, 16.2. There we are on the map as a reference. Currently scorching at the moment, but that is fine, it is what it is. So up against the world border, up against this fairly stray comet. So again, just a bit of added protection from the world border. Hard to be attacked from below, from the with the asteroid being there. And this is location number 1. Location number 2 for this is also over here. So we've got A and B for location 4. Again, same deal. So if you have 2 tribes that are teaming up and looking after one another, have one on this one on the next one, or have a TP on one and have your main base on the other, whatever it is that you wish to sort of use it as. It's going to be quite difficult to fob up against these because of how far away from everything it is. I guess... No, okay, so I was just double checking, making sure there's nothing to be built there. But, as you can see, quite a nice area, secluded, and would be easily to defend. So let's move on to location 5. Alrighty, location 5, 57.0, 24.8, and there we are on the map as a reference. So this time I've done the liberty for you of showing what you can do with the cliff platforms. So TP at the top, main base down the bottom, or vice versa if you want to be able to stick an Indie Forge and whatnot at the top, which is fair enough, because the Lunar Biome is quite rich with resources, and obviously being so isolated away from everything, it'd be very hard to pop up against this in a nice sort of controlled manner. If you can manage to kill your attackers' tames or rides, whatever it is they're using. I believe skiffs take damage from things like fabricated sniper rifles, so if they're not well defended or if they're being careless with it, then again you could destroy their skiffs without needing explosives. Though explosives with a rocket and whatnot would probably be advised, and because of how far away their fob would be, they wouldn't be able to really shoot down the rockets and whatnot anyways. So cruise missiles and the regular RPGs will do just fine. So now we'll move on to the first solo/duo tribe location for Genesis Lunar Biome. Alrighty, so the first solo/duo location, 42.6, 13.9. There we are on the map as a reference guide, and as you can see, nicely tucked away here in between a couple of rocks. Okay, it'll be pretty difficult to find this unless you're directly above it. You're not really going to see it from the sides. You got a few resources here, so these rocks will give you stone, flint, metal. You got metal nodes along here, and plenty of the bushes and stuff that you can pick, as well as the green rocks, which give you the same stuff as these larger green rocks. So resources all around, and I think there's also some bushes close by that if you pick them will give you crystal and whatnot as well. So just as well as being hidden, it also gives you the resources you'll need to start off and work your way up to a cliff platform base. So now we'll move on to location number 7. Alright, location 7, 44.9, 20.2, and there we are on the map as a reference. So a lot of these locations are quite close to spawn zones, which is good. This one here is tucked away inside this little nook. Same as everything else, just making sure you stay hidden when you're trying to build up and something's damaged this at some point. Okay, well, fair enough. Same as everything else, just making sure that you're sort of staying out of the way. This doesn't have any major resources all that close to it. But over this ridge here, yeah, you can find a couple of resources that you might need, so you can just start building up. In regards to needing metal, if you start killing the tech creatures, so if you have a strong creature of your own, then obviously electronics and scrap metal will definitely be your best friend. And if you guys haven't seen my previous videos for building, then I do have a 2x1 design which will help get you started until you can get to that cliff platform sort of region. So now we'll move on to location number 8. Alright, location number 8, 51.3, 32.9. There we are on the map as a reference guide. So, same as everything else. Nicely tucked away, staying hidden, staying incognito, and of course resources to boot right around the corner. So we've got metal in the green rocks, we've got stone, we've got flint. You can pick the little spiky sort of mounds there for wood and thatch, and I believe there's some other bushes just over there with crystal at the bottom of them as well, so you can pick those, and these shiny rocks are obsidian. So just trying to avoid any issues as best as you can. Obviously some creatures are going to be hostile. It is what it is, nothing you can really do about that. But yeah, so not a bad area. If you build this correctly, then it'll serve you quite well, especially as a backup base for your solo/duo tribe. So now we'll move on to location number 9. Location number 9, 52.6, 38.6. There we're on the map as a reference guide down the bottom right hand corner of the biome. So this time round, just a little 1x1. Nothing overly fancy about it. 1x1s can still be quite handy. It's obviously going to be a bit more restricting, but staying hidden is definitely more important than blasting out your productivity, particularly if you don't have the time to sort of farm up for 60 hours a day, so on and so forth. So being up next to a world border, you're sort of just out of the way of everything. It shouldn't be a high traffic area. You're in between a lot of rocks and whatnot. You got a couple of metal nodes up the top here, and just beyond this ridge, again, same deal. You've got plenty of the green rocks for your stone, flint, and the shrubs for your wood, thatch, crystal, and fiber. Oh, and I can see an obsidian node over there, so there's probably more to accompany that as well. The Lunar Biome is quite good for resources. If you can manage to snag yourself a mining drill, then definitely use that on some of these rocks and whatnot, you won't be disappointed. So now we'll move on to location number 10. And the final location coordinates 48.9, 34.9. Again, bottom right hand corner of the map. So just tucked away inside here. Again, just staying out of trouble, staying out of the way, slowly building yourself back up again. And here we're right next to the bushes that sort of give you crystal as you pick them, just as a demonstration. These are only 1x rates, so you're probably going to get a bit more than this, but nonetheless, stone, fiber, crystal, you can't complain about that. As well as these green rocks here, which can also give small amounts of metal, as well as flint, and of course the element shards, which if you don't have the ability to go over to the volcano, then yeah, this can be a fairly good spot as well. Yeah, I would recommend either using a higher end metal pick or using a mining drill. Mining drills are far more efficient at gathering the resources than a pick. Or hatchet, for that matter. So, again, just staying nicely tucked away. That's the whole idea of the game. It's just staying tucked out of the way until you're ready to face off against more advanced tribes. And that's about all there is for the locations on the Lunar Biome. It doesn't really matter too much as to where you build, just so long as it's hidden and low traffic area. The resources are everywhere. So I'll see you guys over in the next video. Cheers for watching the little mini series, and I'll see you then.